Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Twin State Podcast. We're your hosts, Luke and Jackson Hershey, twins from Charlotte, North Carolina. Same phase, two opinions. And we are so hyped that you were back to join us on this episode. One that I think a lot of college football fans are going to be excited about. We're finally getting to hear the behind the scenes of what goes on during college football recruiting, and we have a very special guest that's going to kind of take us through that. And before I introduce him, we got to talk about this week because something is changing in the NBA. I've been talking about it for weeks. I'll take the bold take down. I'll go ahead and say the Charlotte Hornets are gonna win the NBA championship at the end of the season. People can laugh. I don't care. I really don't. And I know he's laughing at me. Fine by me. And you know why they're gonna win? They got the man, the myth, the legend, Con Knuppel. I watched him all season at Duke.
Oh my gosh.
I watched him all season at Duke take them. He helped Cooper Flagg, and then when Cooper Flagg went down, he took Duke and took him to an ACC championship. The Hornets are going to win it. They just made history winning their first championship ever. Con hasn't even played a regular season game. It's going to be history.
Yeah, that's an absolute insane take. First of all, we're talking about one of the worst teams in the NPA last year. I mean, one of the worst. And it wasn't really close. Guys, I will say this. Brandon Miller got hurt. LaMelo Ball was injured most of the season. I will give them credit. They won the NBA Summer League. Props to them. First championship ever, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it's Summer League. So the rookies and the young guys are playing really well right now. They're a fun team to watch. It'll be interesting. The Hornets' issues, they don't stay healthy. They signed a lot of guards. Their center is going to be an issue, but it can only go uphill because last season was insanely bad.
Look, just hear me out. Paul George goes and says he's not going to the Charlotte Hornets because his career's over. Dude hasn't even won a ring yet. We just got a ring. I don't care that it's Summer League. We got a ring. So the Hornets have already done more than Paul George. I'm just saying. So I don't think it would be a bad thing for him to come here. It would give us an even better shot. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. We're going to have a great season. That's going to be fun. But let's transition over back to college football because if you've been scrolling on Instagram, if you've seen the tweets of guys that are committing to schools, all the graphics are made by Hayes Fawcett on On3. And it's really cool because we kind of got to hear his story and how he even got into it. He's done graphic for just about every top football player, a lot of NFL players. I mean, he's been doing it since he's been 7th grade. The guy's insane. And we just got to sit down and hear his story. So, guys, without further ado, let's jump in. Hayes Fawcett. Let's go. Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the Twin State Podcast. And we got an awesome guest hopping on with us today. The biggest college football recruiter in the entire country. Drops just about any player going to any team in the entire country. If you've been scrolling on Instagram, you've probably seen him. Hayes Fawcett jumping on the show, man. Thank you so much for coming on.
Man, thank y'all for having me. I'm looking forward to it.
Bro, we were hyped. Dude, first of all, we got to talk about these last couple of weeks. And I know you were just saying it. I'm sure you're tired, but what have the last couple of weeks been like for you as guys are jumping in and you're making all these posts for them? What's that been like?
Man, it's been crazy. You know, once the month of June starts, that's when, commitment season officially gets here. You have these guys going on their official visits, getting ready to, most of them are trying to make an announcement before their senior season. So we're in that point of the year right now where everybody's taking their official visits. Actually, this weekend right here is the last week for official visits. So we'll continue to see a lot of big-time prospects come off the board in the coming weeks. And, man, with college football recruiting, it never sleeps. I mean, there's something going on every day of the week, so it's been pretty wild.
Man, I'm sure your last 4 weeks have been insane, and the next couple are going to be even more. Bro, super excited to see what you're up to, but we kind of wanted to start from the beginning of just your journey in sports. When did you really start getting into sports?
Man, I've always been a big sports guy ever since I could, walk, honestly. Yeah. I mean, my dad, I have an older brother and 4 younger brothers, and we just always grew up playing sports. Just kind of way for us to all spend time together. And when we weren't playing, we were watching. So I've always enjoyed sports for as long as I can remember. I feel like that love for sports has played a big role into kind of what I do today.
Dude, was your dream to? Because I know for us, speaking, like I remember growing up, me and Jackson were always like, man, we're gonna go to the NFL, and then kind of like you hit like middle school and you're like, crap, that's not gonna happen. Like I'm just not that big. Like we're cross country runners. Like that just wasn't gonna happen. Was your dream to go play like college football, like the NFL, or did you kind of always want to be just around the game?
Man, 100%. I feel like that's, a lot of kids' dreams of, go play professional or college. And I mean, I kind of hit that same peak, like you said. You get to middle school and you're like, dang, I'm not big enough. Probably won't make it. You know, that's kind of one of the things, though, that allowed me to kind of get into what I'm doing. I used these like graphics early on to kind of pick the brains. So I played quarterback. So I
Sure.
use like the graphics to kind of pick the brains of these top high school recruits and stuff, the
Interesting.
quarterbacks, and um, I feel like that was something that was pretty cool to look back on and learn from.
So how did you end up, because what you're doing and what like honestly the business you've built it into is like so crazy. Like that, I mean, we were like just looking at some of your stuff, like it's wild like how good it is. But like how did you kind of figure out like you could make an entire like job out of what you're just creating graphic designs for players? Like where did that idea kind of come from?
Man, I tell people all the time, it was just kind of one of those things that happened like accidentally. Um, it all comes back to just loving football and wanting to pick the brains of these guys and stuff. And whenever I started off, these recruits they would announce their commitments by just tweeting a screenshot of their notes app saying they're committed. They would tweet the logo, picture of the field, just kind of a
Yeah.
generic thing, right? So I just kind of accidentally came along and started making these graphics, and it really took one or two guys, and then since then, it's kind of became
Wow.
a big thing and pretty cool.
That's
Man,
sick.
that's
That's
insane. Did
cool.
you start that in high school or college?
Man, crazy enough, I started it in the seventh grade.
Holy
Uh,
crap. That's
Yeah,
crazy.
that's crazy.
yeah, yeah, I started in the seventh grade, and like obviously at the time I was super young and I didn't really know what I was sitting on because like I really did have the breaking news at my fingertips because like these guys obviously would tell me where they were going ahead of time, but I
Right.
was so young I didn't really know what to do with it. I'd make the graphic, send it to them, and they would post it, and I wouldn't post the graphic until like 2 or 3 weeks later, and by then the news is already out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So really, what kind of took it to the next level for me was as I got older and started understanding, all right, like these guys are telling me where they're going before anybody else knows. Like I
Right.
have something here that a lot of people, find value in. I need to be the one posting it as soon as they post it too.
Mm.
And that's really kind of been the game changer. Once that kind of light bulb clicked in my head, that's what really changed everything.
When you find out, like when you're making these, because I'm sure you have to, for some of the guys, because it's such a time, like it's such a short period from when they decide. Do you ever get like when you know before everyone else? Like, is there ever times you're like completely shocked of like where someone's going, but then you have to like go back, snap into reality, and like I have to make the post real quick. Like, how does that ever happen?
Yeah, for sure. There's been a lot of instances where, I get hit up out of nowhere and it's like a big time recruit and it's
Yeah.
a school I probably wouldn't expect. And then on top of that, they want to get it out like as soon as possible so it
Right.
doesn't leak out. So like I'm sitting here like, holy crap, like this is huge news. I need to, get on this quick. And there's been a few instances like that. And the way it works with kind of the breaking news thing, I mean, you kind of got to be ready whenever. Like I really have to bring my computer with me wherever I go.
Wow.
I mean, there's been examples where on Christmas Eve I'm at my fiance's house and I get a text from a quarterback transferring from a different school, and I have to say, man, look, sorry, I gotta go in this different room and knock this out real quick.
No shot.
That kind of stuff is kind of unfortunate sometimes, but it's just part of the business.
Bro, that's insane. That's honestly really cool though. When you went off to college, did you know this is a business you want to keep pursuing, or were you majoring in something completely different and this ended up coming out?
So I always knew that I wanted to do something in sports. I didn't really know specifically what. Uh, I went for communication, sports media, and luckily enough, that's kind of what I'm in. But the recruiting stuff, I always just kind of did it for fun. Like I did all of it for free,
Wow.
from my seventh grade year all the way to my freshman year in college. And my freshman year in college was kind of when everything just kind of clicked out of nowhere.
Yeah.
That's when I got hired by On3, which was like crazy unexpected and just a huge blessing. And yeah, it's fun.
Bro, what how big well, first of all, how did how did that even happen? Because you were kind of doing your own thing. You have all like why did you decide to go to On3 instead? Like you could have just kept doing what you're doing. Like what was the biggest upside to On3 and how did they find you?
Yeah. So kind of a backstory. I was doing all the graphics and everything on Instagram and Twitter for maybe 5+ years, and I kind of did build a pretty substantial following on both.
Wow.
And I was breaking some news, so I feel like a lot of people kind of knew who I was. And like I said, my freshman year of college, Shannon Terry, who's the founder and CEO of Rivals 247, now On3, he reached out to me and said like he liked my work. He has a new website coming. Would love to talk to me. Wow. We got on the phone and talked, and it was just kind of one of those things. I mean, it made perfect sense for me. I trusted the plan they had, and it was really a no-brainer. Like that's what I wanted to do.
That's so crazy. Were you ever sitting in like class, like during college? Were you ever sitting in class and something went off and you had to like leave midway through the class to finish the design to get it out?
Man, luckily enough, the school I went to Northwestern State in Louisiana, and it's not a very big college. I was in the communications department. Like, I mean, I'd have like, maybe 10 kids per class.
Oh, wow.
Teachers were pretty lenient. So, like, it was one of those deals where, I mean, I would be in class and I'd be working most of the time. So, yeah, there was a ton of times where I'd be in class and, a player or a transfer, recruit, whatever, would hit me up and want to get something out. So I would have to make a graphic, type up a story, and all that good stuff. And, yeah, it's a lot easier now that I don't have to worry about going to class.
Do you have like a favorite commitment story that you've had to post over the years?
Man, that's a great question. There's just so many stories, but the one that really immediately sticks out to me is Bryce Underwood. He's the number one recruit from last year's class, was committed to LSU, flipped to Michigan, kind of close to Sunday day. Remember waking up early one morning around probably like 8 o'clock. And, when you're just waking up, a lot of people, check your phone right away. I wake up, turn on my phone, I see a text from Bryce Underwood. He says, like, you know why I'm texting you.
Holy crap.
Double check my eyes. I'm like, did I just read this right? I was like, what's up? And then, he texted me back. He was like, yeah, I'm going to flip to Michigan today at 5:30. I need you to make this graphic for me. Please don't say a word. I'm like, of course, I never say anything. And that's kind of the big thing with me, man. Like, trust and confidentiality. Yep. That's everything with me. Like, I'm all about the relationships, all that good stuff. And, just get back on track. The Bryce Underwood story, I mean, obviously was probably the biggest story of last year's recruiting class. And to kind of have that behind-the-scenes look, talk to him from the morning to all the way up until he committed was pretty nuts.
That's great. I still remember. I think we were sitting like in we were like in line for Chick-fil-A when that came out, and I was like, "Holy crap!" Like, I mean, that was such a. I mean, in a way, it changed how college sports, like the money with college sports, like getting thrown like $10 million, like to get to completely change your school. Like it honestly changed the game of recruiting. Honestly, and it'll be interesting to see how that goes. Bro, what was your first thought when it was Michigan? Were you shocked?
I mean, there was rumblings, he was either gonna stay with LSU or flip to Michigan. And earlier in the week, I remember him kind of like putting something on his Instagram story, like stating that he like reposted a post stating that he was like kind of locked in with LSU or whatever. So at that point, everybody, had a good thought that, he'd be sticking with LSU, and then boom, out of nowhere, flips. It was just one of those things. Whenever I saw that text, I was like, wow, this is going to send some shockwaves throughout the whole industry here.
Man, that's incredible. Yeah. So wait, are you a college football guy? And if so, what's your favorite football team?
Yeah, man, I'm a big college football guy. Really with what I do, I mean, like I said, I've build a lot of relationships with the players. I'm not really like biased towards one team. I more so follow like the players and like root for the guys that I've worked with and just follow that all together. But yeah, man, I mean, any Saturday I'm watching all the college football games. Can't get enough of it.
Dude, it's so funny because like my mom went to Auburn, so like diehard Auburn fans. But and then for basketball, he's UNC and I'm Duke. But it's so funny, like when just getting to kind of meet these guys through this, like it kind of changes. Like I had a team, but then if I know a guy on the other team, you find yourself kind of rooting for the other team, and my family gets mad at
No,
me for
exactly.
rooting against the other team, and it's like it just happens, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
Um,
no, for sure.
Bro, I had to ask you about this. This was really cool. You got named one of the most influential sports names. You and Joe Tipton. What was that like seeing that? Did it kind of make you realize like, holy crap, this has really become something, or was it just another thing?
Dude, I was completely shocked. I had no clue that we were gonna make that list. And I mean, you click on the link. I remember Joe sent it to me. He was like, "Hey, dude, like, you know, I made this list, and
Yeah.
you see 50 most influential people in sports, and man, you scroll through the list and you see LeBron James, Patrick Mahomes, Tiger Woods,
Yep.
all the guys like that. I would never think that, just a small town kid from Louisiana would be on a list with those, superstars. So when I saw that, I was in complete shock. I mean, I remember talking to Joe about it. I was like, wow, like, this is pretty insane.
Bro, that's so crazy.
Bro, that's got to be an insane thing, bro. Oh my gosh.
Bro, that's I
Bro,
think
dude, I
go
gotta
ahead.
tell you
Go ahead.
something.
No, go ahead.
I just got a text from a very elite recruit. I'm talking big.
Okay.
He just said, "Yo, I need an edit made as fast as possible. Going to blank." Crazy, bro. Oh my God.
Bro, this is
Oh my
this
God.
is his everyday life, bro. This is
This is like some ESPN breaking news type stuff right here, bro.
Oh.
bro.
Adam
By the time this
There.
comes out, we're gonna know what this is.
Oh yeah, no, for sure, for sure.
That is crazy,
Yeah, then
bro. Now I want to know. That's
yeah,
wild.
we'll wrap this up really quick with you then.
Oh no.
Are you good?
Keep going. We good.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay. That's bro. This is literally his everyday life. That's crazy. So do you stay in contact with most of the guys? Like once you do their stuff, do you stay in contact with most of the guys after you make their edits for them?
Yeah, I try to. I don't want to be that guy that just like hits them up and
Right.
whenever they commit, I'm just not going to talk to them anymore. I'm like I said, I'm all about the relationships. I want to continue to build those relationships and check in on guys, see how they're doing, and obviously if they need anything from me, um, I'm always here to help. So big relationship guy, and I really value every guy I get to interact with.
Bruh, we love that. Last two questions for you. All right, over just your entire, I guess your entire journey of doing this. Do you have a favorite memory? Just kind of looking back over this.
Uh, Man, it was pretty cool. Last year, I went to the Under Armour All American game in
Yeah.
Orlando,
Yeah.
and like at that point, I had like never really shown my face before. I was always kind of like the faceless guy,
Right.
and they kind of like introduced me over there in front of all the players, and everybody kind of went crazy a little bit. And pretty cool being able to meet all those guys. And then I got an ESPN interview at halftime.
Yo,
That's sick.
that's cool.
So it was pretty sick being able to do that. It was just kind of one of those moments like, wow, like, I kind of dreamed of being on ESPN
Yeah.
one day, and, be able to get that interview is pretty sweet.
What was it like getting to see yourself on TV? Like, did you record the whole thing? Like, what was that like?
Yeah, my mom and fiance, them, they recorded it, and it was pretty funny to see.
Dude, that's so cool. What's your like? By the time like, dude, you've created such a cool like one a page, but like you said, I mean, what y'all are doing is kind of changing college sports and how it's viewed. What are you most like looking forward to? Like when you're done with this, what's kind of like the biggest impact you want to leave on college sports and what you're doing?
Man, my biggest thing is I just want to leave that mark on like every player that I've worked with, and
Yeah.
kind of every fan that's viewed my content as like, this guy did things the right way. He was about the player; it wasn't about himself. That's just kind of the way I want to be remembered. Like none of this stuff is about me. It's always about the player. I want to try to make their moment as kind of special and as blown up as possible.
Bro, that's cool.
That's really awesome.
Dude, that's so sick. Bro, dude, thank you first of all for spending the time on the middle of a Friday with us. Oh wait, actually, last question before I end this. If you're looking at, because you kind of know the behind the scenes, but if you're looking at a team going into the college football season this year, who are you most looking at to be like
The up and coming.
the
team.
up and coming? Like, I mean, you had Bama for years, like, and they have Ryan Williams. Like, they could be coming back, but who's your team this year going in? That's like your kind of like sleeper prediction to go win the whole thing.
Dude, this might be a crazy take, and I'm not gonna sit here and say like they'll go and win the whole thing.
Right.
But it's not really like a popular take, but I see this team like potentially having a chance to make it to
Okay.
the college football play. Texas Tech, man.
Really?
They
shot.
went out
Really?
they went out in the portal and just absolutely loaded up on
Really?
like insane talent. And I mean, obviously being in the conference area, and they have a pretty good I mean, that's one of the conferences
Yeah,
where
they can
anybody
go win the whole. They
you
can
know,
go win their conference.
they can win their conference and make it in the college football playoff, and then at that point, when you make it in the playoff, I mean anything can happen, right?
Right.
So I'm very high on Texas Tech coming into this season. They return their quarterback. They bring in top portal players such as David Bailey, who is a top 3 overall player in the portal,
Right.
come from Stanford. Howard Sampson from North Carolina, bookend offensive tackle. I mean, dude, they're loaded, and that's the team I'm looking forward to watching this season.
What do you think of Chapel Hill and Belichick? What's your kind of prediction there? Like, is it gonna be just a regular Chapel Hill season? You think Belichick can turn it around?
Man, I think he can. I mean, obviously he's the best NFL head coach of all time, arguably.
Yeah.
But obviously, we all know college football and NFL is two different things. But I mean, I think they'll have a much better season than last year. He did a good job. That's another school that did a good job of going, acquire talent from the portal.
Yeah.
Bring in some good high school recruits such as Bryce Baker, the Elite 11 finalist. Keeping guys like that home is big. So I'll be looking forward to watching UNC this season as well.
Dude, big stuff. Man, thank you so much for hopping on with us. We really enjoyed it.
Yeah, everyone go follow Hayes Fawcett. He's on Instagram. Pretty much gives the best breakdown of college football. He has all the news, man. Thank you so much for hopping on.
100%. Thank y'all.
Yes, sir.